Can you believe it, guys? We have just 2 months, 60 days to 2026. Oh my god. It's exciting and it's kind of scary, especially maybe the plans you have for this year. You don't really accomplish it, right? But let me ask you this. I want you to pause and answer this. If 2026 starts tomorrow, will you be ready, or will you feel like you're still dragging the same old habits, the same old struggles into a brand new year? So I want you to let me know in the comment section. So hey lovelies, welcome to her awakening. Oh, it's been a minute, right? And I just want to say thank you so much for still being here. Thank you so much for still staying subscribed. And if this is your first time seeing my face or coming across this channel, hey girl, I'm Eukaria. Welcome to another episode on Her Awakening. Well, as already seen by the title, today we're talking about restructure, reset yourself before the year 2026. Like 2 months, God can still do something, I am telling you. So let's just get right into the video. Just 2 months left in 2025. I have decided to restructure and reset my life, and I'd love for you to join me. And this isn't about rushing or forcing change, right? It's about gently building habits and intention that will prepare us as we walk into 2026 to become the women we've always wanted to be and embody. The first step is self-acknowledgement, right? Being honest about where you are and how you feel. And this is one thing that I see a lot of us shy away from. We really don't want to own our truth. We really don't want to say, okay, at this point, this is how it is for me. At this point, this is how I'm feeling. That recognition, realization, awareness, we really don't want to own our truth. And I want you to know that before you restructure your life, you need to recognize where you are now. You need to stop hiding from where you are mentally, financially, emotionally. And this doesn't mean you're stuck. It simply means you're being real. It simply means you're being authentic about your starting point, and that's completely okay. It's okay for you to sit down and then maybe, for instance, you reflect, okay, at this point, this is where I am now. Accept it, right? Accept that this is where you are now, and then you find measurable ways to make the next 2 years better before you get into 2026. Because if you're shying away from your problems, you don't want to face it, you don't want to talk about it, you know that it is there, but you really don't want it to be like a kind of a big deal, you're gonna stay stuck and you still take that same baggage into 2026. And sometimes you might be wondering, oh, I thought I prayed. Yes, you prayed, but it's not because your prayer is not working. It simply means there are some habits, there are some things you need to do before you get into 2026, and you completely neglect it because you're too shy to talk about it, you're too shy to feel it, you're too shy to accept it. So the first thing you need to do to restructure, to reset, is acknowledgement, self-awareness, all right, realization, accepting, understanding the situation that you are right now. From there, you can start moving forward. Now that you've acknowledged the truth, right, the second step is clear. Restructure your habits. Yes, restructure your habit, because growth doesn't just happen, right? It's built through discipline. I want you to look at the things you do every day. Are they pushing you forward, or are they stopping you from becoming that best and better version of yourself? And mind you, you're not just doing this because you're entering into 2026. No, you're doing it because you want to be consistent with your growth. You want to be consistent when it comes to you being an elevated version of yourself. So it needs to start from your habits. What are those things that you do? What are those things, those tiny things that you do to elevate yourself every single day? So if you think you have bad habits, I want you to know that you can replace a draining habit into a nourishing one. For example, scrolling. I want you to swipe that into journaling, documenting your feelings. Journal how you feel. Write down the things you feel are important to you and the things you need to change. And I also want you to swipe gossiping. If you think you like gossiping, night gossiping, unnecessary talk, unnecessary conversation that doesn't align with your growth, I want you to swipe that with podcasts that feed your soul, podcasts that elevate your mind, podcasts that make you feel seen and make you feel heard. And reading as well, right? Reading is something that a lot of us underrate. We really don't take reading seriously because honestly, sometimes reading can be boring. You get tired of reading. But you see, reading self-help books will not just only expand your mind, expand your knowledge, you learn how to speak well, you become more articulated, and that is you growing. That is you becoming an elevated version of yourself. That is you transforming into that person you've always wanted to be. So I want you to document your stuff. I want you to read. I want you to listen to podcasts. These are the new habits, and there are so many amazing habits that you can start doing to help you become that best and better version of yourself. So now, with new habits in place, I want you to redefine your priorities. Stop chasing distraction and start aligning yourself with your bigger vision. Stop trying to do everything at once. This is one mistake that a lot of us do. We want to do everything at once. We want to keep going and going and going. No, you will get stuck. I've been there. Stop trying to do everything at once. So I want you to ask yourself, what matters to you right now? Is it building financial stability? Is it emotionally? Is it healing? Is it mentally? Is it building your confidence? Write down the 3 main priorities in your life, and then you make it a must to work on them. You make it a must to make sure it's something that you do daily, weekly, monthly, to just become that elevated version of yourself. If you think you want to restructure yourself and you're not really putting your energy, your time, your resources into the things you call priorities, into the things you feel like, okay, these are the most important in my life, you will get lost and focus. Right? Because you're not disciplined with your focus, because you're not disciplined enough to know what your priorities are, because you're not disciplined to understand, okay, I need to put my energy here, I need to put my resources here, I need to put my time here. You don't even know what your 3 main priorities are. So I want you to redefine what your priorities are before 2026. With this, it will be easy for you to enhance, to restructure, to reset, to realign with yourself, and put in more time and energy into that thing that you set your mind to do. And that takes me to the 4th one. The 4th one is to reconnect with yourself, right? This is a feminine reset. Reflect on who you have been this year and who you want to be in 2026. Sit down, spend time alone with yourself, and reflect on the kind of person you've been, the kind of woman you have been this year, the things you've done right, the things you've done wrong. And this takes me back to journaling. If you journal, if you write these things down, if you document your emotions, it's going to be very easy for you to track the things you've done. Though it's not easy, because a lot of us have, so many things going through our minds, so many goals, family issues, and all of that. But even with the 1-2 hours you have with yourself, you can write these things down, and then you reflect on the kind of person you've been and who you want to be in 2026. So if you feel like there are habits you need to drop, I think I mentioned this in the 2nd step. Habits you want to drop, you drop it, and the new ones you want to pick into 2026. This way, it will be very easy for you to transition into that person, into that woman you've always wanted to be, because now you're reconnecting with your inner child. You're reconnecting with your feminine, soft, gentle, calm self. Because I really want you to know that if you don't do these things, right, all these changes you're making really means nothing if you really lose touch with who you truly are. Yes, all these changes, all these habits, all these new habits you're picking up and you're trying to become better means nothing if you're not in touch with yourself, if you're not in self-connection with who you truly are. Because with all these things, you being self-connected give you peace and clarity in this noisy world. Oh yes, yeah. When you have reconnected with yourself, it's time for you to restart your discipline, right? I want you to know that you're not doing this from pressure, you're doing it from love. Because discipline isn't punishment. A lot of us see discipline as punishment. No, I want you to know that it's an act of showing up for yourself again and again and again and again, even if or even when it is hard. Yeah, that is discipline. I want you to start small, right? Rebuild routines that honor your growth, your peace, and your purpose. And this is something that I've been doing, but I've not been consistent. What was my first point? Acknowledgement, awareness. I realized that, okay, I've been doing something, but it's a good habit, but I've not been consistent with it. And now, moving forward, I created a roster, or will I say a routine, that will take me from this point to the next point. So I want you to rebuild that good habit. I want you to rebuild that thing that will elevate you, that will bring you peace, that will put you in alignment with yourself and with your growth. Because the thing is, motivation fades, right? But discipline will carry you through the tough time. If you know that you need to start tracking your expenses before 2026, you need to do that. If you know that you need to start double cleansing before 2026, you need to do that. If you know that you need to reduce junks just for you to have a clear skin, just for you to have a very good suiting skin, you need to do that. So you need to understand that you restarting your discipline is going to help you change your mindset and build you for 2026. You can start that today. You don't need to wait for January 1st to do all of this. You have 2 months. I think this is 1st of November. You can start that today. And finally, when your discipline is renewed, it's time to create a vision, one that reflects who you're becoming, not who you used to be. All right, clock it. Let's clock that part. Yes, one that reflects who you are becoming, not who you used to be, baby. Let this vision guide your choices, your energy, and your next chapter. This is where you sit down and say, okay, now I want a house. You write it down. You're creating a vision. I want a car. You're creating a vision. I want to get married. Ooh, you're creating a vision. I want to travel to Dubai. I want my next year to be a boss babe era. I want it to be a soft care era. I want to be a dark feminine, whatever. This is where you sit and you just create. You imagine. You write them down and you hand it over to God. Honestly, because sometimes it's not just about creating, right? It's about, after doing that, you pray about it and then you manifest it, you walk towards it. So creating a vision is the last step in this video, because it gives you direction, right? It gives you purpose, it gives you focus, it gives you something to ponder on, it gives you something to think about, it gives you something to make you feel like, okay, right now I need to be this, I need to be active, I need to be hyperactive in this aspect of my life. So I think this is my best tip. Like I said, ask yourself, what do you want, or how do you want your 2026 to look like for you? Because I want you to know that without vision, you keep repeating the same mistake, the same old circles over and over and over again, and you keep wondering why you're not growing despite all the things you do to become an elevated version of yourself. So ask yourself, what do you want? How do you want it to look like? What are those things you need to do, which we've already mentioned in the video, you need to start doing for your 2026 to be better than your 2025? So that's pretty much everything I want to share in this video. If you find this video inspiring, educating, entertaining, please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up so it can reach as many people as possible, so YouTube can push this video to people that really needs it. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do well to subscribe to the channel, join the family, and be part of this wonderful and amazing community. Do not forget, this is her awakening and it's only just begun. And you know how we do it here, right? Stay soft, stay rooted, or will I say stay grounded, stay rising. See you in my next video. Bye.